everybody, and welcome to Top Comics to Pre-Order in a Flash. I'm Andy.
I'm Matt.
We're here with Infinity Flux Comics out of Chattanooga, Tennessee, and this is our really fast show where we show you some of the biggest and best books that are releasing in a few weeks, but you can place your pre-orders for them right now, and it's very, very important to get your pre-orders in so you don't miss out on any of the great comics. So head on over to infinityflux.net right now where you can place your pre-orders so you never miss out and find a couple other cool things while you're at it. But let's get into this week's stuff because there's an absolutely great one to begin with.
Absolute Wonder Woman #1. So we've got Absolute Batman coming in a couple weeks, and this is going to follow on the heels of that. And this is written by Kelly Thompson, art by Hayden Sherman. And not a lot of information about the story yet, but we do know that in this new Absolute universe, this version of Wonder Woman doesn't have Paradise Island. She doesn't have the sisterhood that helped shape her. She is without a mission of peace. So all that's left is Absolute Wonder Woman. We know that she originates from hell, and I believe she uses magic in some form or fashion. So that's a little bit different than what we know of, but just the next of the new Absolute books, and I think it's going to be great.
Yeah, it looks really great. She's got a giant sword.
Yep.
I can't wait. Next up, we have Psylocke #1, a new single character book from the Ashes of Krakoa with Psylocke, written by Alyssa Wong, and the art is by Vincenzo Corratu, which was the artist from the Blood Hunt Dracula book, which I really, really liked. So it's going to look great. But this sounds really interesting. So, trained as an assassin, she chose to be an X-Man, but some jobs are a little too dirty even for the X-Men, and she may do something bad enough to get her X-Men membership revoked. So, can she still be a hero, or has Psylocke gone too far this time? Sounds like it's going to be a really cool underbelly of the Marvel Universe, crime, assassins, all that kind of stuff. Perfect for Psylocke, so don't miss out on this new one.
Next is Green Lantern Dark #1, and this is our next Elseworlds book. This is set on a post-apocalyptic Earth where the battle of good and evil ended long ago and evil won. Darkness prevails while humanity struggles to survive these corrupted wastelands, and there are tales of one hero left that could return light to this dark world, and that is Green Lantern. But she's been missing for years while Solomon Grundy's undead army has been growing more powerful every night. So I guess she's going to have to show up and use her light to snuff out the darkness.
Yeah, very interesting with Solomon Grundy as a character in that. Next up, we have DC Horror Presents. Now, this, we can't quite tell. The cover says 4 issues. The solicitation says 3 issues, but it's going to be a mini-series, and this sounds awesome. So, much in the style of your kind of indie comics anthology-style horror stories, DC is doing that as well, where each of these issues is going to have a couple of different stories set in the DC universe, but horrified. So you can tell right here from the cover the kind of stuff you're going to be getting. The first issue, we have some of the best names in horror. The Boulet brothers from Dragula. David Dasmalchian, who is Polka Dot Man, but now is a big time in comics. Leah Kirkpatrick, telling some awesome, horrifying stories. It looks like this first one we're going to be getting a Wonder Woman story. This sounds awesome. I love the idea of anthology horror, but set within the DC universe with those characters that you know. So don't miss out on this one. It's going to be awesome.
Next is Nullhunter #1. This is going to be a 12-issue series, and this is described as a kinetic cyberpunk retelling of the labors of Hercules. So it is about a war hero named Clay. He returns home from war, I guess, but he is going to face unspeakable tragedy when he gets there, and he's going to seek justice. So to do that, he's forced into service for his estranged father's company known as Olympos, and his first mission is going to take him to faraway M3A. I don't know if that's supposed to spell something, but he's going to be looking for a hijacked shipment of war lions. So yeah, just kind of a cyberpunk Hercules story, which sounds great.
Yeah. Next up, we have Hack Slash Body Bags #1. It's going to be a 4-issue miniseries and another great crossover from the Hack Slash team. This time written by Tim Seeley, art by Steve Kurth, and this brings back the classic Image Comics characters by Jason Pearson, Body Bags, which debuted back in 1996. We haven't seen these characters in a really long time.
Okay.
You've got Clownface and his daughter Panda. You see on the cover. They're assassins. And in this, Cassie and Vlad from Hackslash wind up in Georgia, where the Body Bags characters are from, and team up. It sounds like Panda's going to be going to a school for assassins, but something goes wrong there. They're going to need the help of Cassie and Vlad. It's just going to be really fun. Of course, Tim Seeley does an amazing job with these. It's going to be over the top and just a lot of fun.
Next is The Sacred Damned #1. This is the next book in the Horizon Experiment series of books. Each one of those is a one-shot that seeks to create a new character in a marginalized community and put them in a popular genre. So this one is centered around what is described as a Muslim John Constantine. His name is Anaya Jibril, and it's just a new type of exorcist that re-examines modern horror. We don't know a whole lot of details about what this story is going to be, but yeah, this is the next book in the Horizon Experiment.
Next up, we have Hexiles. A lot of horror this week.
Mm-hmm.
This is written by master of horror himself, Cullen Bunn, with art by Joe Bocarado. And in this, we have our character, Jameson Creel, who has died. You can see his grave there on the cover. And his 6 children from 6 different mothers arrive at his funeral, each with a different infernal power. But these powers come at a cost, and the father that they never met put kind of a price on their head and a bargain that they never asked for that hell is coming to collect. So it sounds like these children who don't even know each other, who had no relationship with their father, now are brought together because something horrible their father did. And Cullen Bunn just does such great horror. I think this is going to be great.
Next is a book called The Feeding. This is going to be a one-shot, and it's about a guy named Nolan Ward. He has done everything to forget his disturbing past. He's drinking and drugs and day trading, whatever he can do to escape his past. But his past still has caught up with him in the form of a twisted painting called The Feeding, which eats people. Like, I'm pretty sure it literally eats people, so that'll be some interesting imagery, I think.
Yeah, it's like a horror Dorian Gray situation.
Yeah.
Next up, not horror, but awesome, is Superman #19. This is going to be our first issue in the all-in for Superman, starting a new jumping on point, a new invitation. If you haven't been reading Superman, or if you have, you can continue on with this. But this is going to be big. So Joshua Williamson is still writing it, but Dan Mora is joining on art. You can see him doing the cover here. And this is called The Many Deaths of Doomsday, where Superman and Superwoman, what? Yes, Lois Lane, after the events of Absolute Power, are going to have superpowers, and we're going to be learning about how that's possible. Plus, Doomsday returns, and we saw some preview pages of this. It looks amazing, with a twist this time that may prove a bigger problem to Superman than ever before. Plus, in the shadows, we have the Time Trapper, a classic Superman villain, is finagling things in a way we don't quite know yet, but when he's involved, some big stuff's going to go down. So, if you haven't been reading Superman, it's been fantastic, and it sounds like it's going to continue to be amazing going forward, so don't miss out on that. And that is it for Top Comics 2 Pre-Order in a Flash. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, head over to infinityflux.net right now. You can place your pre-orders for these. And stay tuned for our show coming up on Friday, where we'll be going over these, plus their variants, and a bunch of other awesome sounding books, because there are a ton coming out that we really sweated over breaking it down into just these 10. But there is so much more, including sectars, that I want to talk about. But until next time, thank you so much for watching, and see you.